I believe every night, being in bed, hearing glass shattering, just hearing guns click and stuff like that. You know, my dad used to put guns to my mom's head. He used to send her to work with black eyes, bruises all over her body. And not even mentioning me, my dad never really let me do anything. My dad would always call me stupid. You know, when I'm hearing impaired as well, he would call me deaf, idiot. You know, I wasn't going to pass to the next grade. He never really let me play any sports. It's just a lot. You know, my dad would, you know, literally hit me with objects on top of my head. I cannot even tell you how many times my dad has threw a football with me. Bounced the basketball. Sat down and taught me about relationships, education, helping me with my homework. There's not one time that I can sit up here and remember it.
When I was a little girl, I remember being about 6 and I woke up in the middle of the night because I heard like metal hitting the floor repeatedly, almost like a drum. And I was curious to know what the sound was. So when I got up and came down the hallway, I remember seeing my dad with this metal wrench, and he was sitting on the floor tapping it. And my mom was sitting on the couch, and she was so scared. I've never seen her that afraid in my life, and I just remember her looking so frightened. And my dad instructed me to go back to bed. In the process of me turning around to go back down the hall, my mom burst through the door, the front door, and ran down the street yelling and asking for help.
My dad was never there. He was never home. And my mom was my dad. You know, I would watch my mom work her butt off, man, and my dad would take her money from her. And it's like, I know this is not how relationship and marriages is supposed to be. But at 8 or 9 years old, you knew but you didn't know. And every time my dad would beat my mom, you know, we had to wait till he leaves, and me and my sister would actually have to go shelter her and comfort her. My dad called my mom all the names in the book, and I just, you know, I never knew, you know, sitting and laying in the bed or sitting in the corner watching all this go on and you can't do anything. It's just hurtful. Until this day, I have so much anger built up in me.
Hi, I'm Santina Proctor, the founder of It's Not Your Fault 91. I founded this organization in 2014 in honor of my mother, Sandra Hocker, who was a victim of domestic violence. I felt so much anger in my heart that I was surprised. It surprised me how much hate I have towards this man. And that's just straight up honesty. And so I reached out to her, I sent her a message, and I said, you know, what's going on? And I didn't ask her what's going on because I was going to pray for him. I asked what's going on because I was hoping he was going to die. That's the truth. In response to her, she told me what was going on with them. I said, I would pray for peace for you, because I know what it's like to lose a parent. So I know she's struggling, that she's going to lose her father. I'm not at a place where I can pray for him yet. I haven't gotten to that point. I have asked God to give me peace that I thought I already had, but I don't, because I hate this man. I don't value his life. If I read that he died tomorrow, I think I would shed a tear more for my mom than for him.
Growing up, I ended up in a relationship being abused for years, many years being in an abusive relationship. And I remember thinking, if I just love that person enough, if I could just stay with them long enough, you know, it would get better. And it never did.
I think my mother stayed because she felt like she didn't have any other choice. I think she thought she can change the man who he was. And I also think she held on to the good memories of him. He wasn't all bad.
Once you finally look back and realize how horrible the conditions were that you grew up in, it makes you feel ashamed. I mean, I talk about it with people from time to time, but you know, it was embarrassing then, and it's more embarrassing even right now. It took me about 12 years to get out of my relationship that I was abused in. It took me so long to say enough was enough.
"1991 is the year my mother lost her life, and It's Not Your Fault brings forward the message that domestic violence is never the victim's fault. The majority of people who are abusers have seen abuse. The majority of the people who are victims saw their parents abused. A lot of women feel like this is the way of life. A lot of women feel like if he's not hitting me, then he doesn't love me. I want It's Not Your Fault 91 to be worldwide, not just in the United States. I want everyone in the world to know my mother's name, Sandra Hocker, and I want everyone to know it's not their fault. If you want to reach me, you can at itsnotyourfault91.com. We also are on Instagram at INYF_91. We're on Facebook at It's Not Your Fault 91. And if you just need to call me, please call 252-562-4236.